The first time I ever heard that was in Orlando.
Yeah.
On our second honeymoon.
Ready, go.
All right, starting off in 3, 2, 1. This podcast is sponsored by Easy Roller Dice. Check out their amazing dice and gaming accessories at easyrollerdice.com. Live from OCD Studios, it's time for Boards and Swords. Woo! Woo!
Collin rolls a 1.
Like he always does.
If we were playing Star Trek, that would be an awesome roll. Not really, because that's a D6. So that roll would still suck.
Oh my goodness.
That's right. It's time for Boards and Swords. This is a podcast where we entertain the world about tabletop gaming. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Chris.
My
There you
name is
go.
Collin. I am the one roller of ones.
Oh my goodness. I'm Cindy.
And I'm Philip, the guy who talks over everything and makes Chris has to edit a lot of stuff.
Yay!
Everybody gets one.
My favorite is the when you talk over while somebody else, like make noise while somebody else is talking. So
Yeah.
I can't edit it out because then I edit out what they're saying.
That's
Yeah,
when he
that's
puts in
annoying.
all of his expletives over top of my speech.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Gotta have that one ready.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So how's it going, everybody?
I'm good.
I'm feeling loosey goosey.
Yeah.
And I actually have we have notes this time, so it won't be so much off the cuff.
Woo.
I don't have cuffs.
I know. Does anybody have cuffs anymore? Like,
I mean, on my jacket, like my.
Hang on, I'll make some. Boom.
yeah, fold it up.
Cuffed. Cuff me.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like, if like I have a suit jacket, and I should get like the hero from Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Those on there, so they'd be cufflinks.
yeah. Nice.
But up, bump.
I was like, why didn't you just say his name? And I was like, oh, it's the punchline.
Oh no. That was so terrible.
Speaking of punchlines,
It was so bad, it was good.
Speaking of punchlines, we're gonna continue what we did last time because I thought it was kind of fun. Except for we did pre-pick the stories this time. So Cindy's gonna read a little bit and let us know a little bit about them this time,
All
and
right.
then we'll talk. So this is the news, our little news game here,
Yeah.
and then we'll come up with quick on the spot jokes.
All right.
And I am the narrator because I am not at all witty on the spot. Okay. So, race.
What about on a line? Are you witty on a line? Says you're not witty on the spot.
I don't know.
Just as long as you are never Johnny on the spot.
Sure. Gladly. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm going to read the first one. Our first announcement is called Race to the Newfound Land. So Z-Man Games will release the historical colonizing game Race to the Newfound Land in Q3. Designed by Martin Callenborn and however you pronounce this other guy's name. Race to the Newfound Land has players take control of royal European houses vying to claim territory and the newly discovered islands off the coast of North America.
Yes, Philip.
Go ahead.
Can I be House Targaryen?
What? Could you be what?
Is that not a
That's a
is that,
Game of
is that not a European house?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's saying Game of Thrones stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
neither
talking
one
about.
of us are.
You would have been better maybe with like Lannister or something. I don't know. Probably not.
It might have been more recognizable for us.
Yeah.
Well, Tyrion Lannister is a pretty funny dude. So I mean, yeah.
All right.
I will
Well,
not be racing to this old found land. I'm
Well,
saying that because this is like the box is. This sounds really dull and old.
It was very captivating for me. I was
I'm intrigued
going to
by
say
it.
something about take my money. I don't
I'm
know.
very intrigued by this game, actually.
More like
Not really funny.
More like man games.
More like, oh, I fell asleep. Someone stole my wallet. Where's my money? They took my money.
I left all these board games.
No, I'm pretty intrigued by this, just by looking at it.
That
I think it looks
It
very
doesn't
pretty.
surprise you, does it?
no,
I like the age of sail.
you're reinforcing the theme here.
Well, and it's a colonization game. I like that kind of thing.
Colonization's evil. Just read the internet.
I was gonna say, can we
You know what I mean.
can we get a bunch of people to run around while you're playing the game, and just look at you and go, colonizer?
I am judging.
You know what I mean. Whatever.
Okay.
That was just like a hilarious part in the Black Panther movie.
All right.
Look
So
up.
our next
Don't
one.
scare me, colonizer. He's like, Colin, what the? He had that Bilbo Baggins look on his face. Just
Mm.
What?
Ha, because he did play Bilbo.
'Cause he is Bilbo.
Baggins.
Oh my gosh. All right, so our next one. Fury of Dracula, resurrected by Wizkids. 4th edition includes pre-painted minis. Wizkids will release a new edition of the classic board game Fury of Dracula with 5 new miniatures in July. The classic Overload-style game, designed by Stephen Hand, was originally released by Games Workshop in 1987. One player takes on the role of Count Dracula, secretly traveling Europe and turning humans into vampires. The rest of the players are hunters, attempting to find the vampire and destroy him and his undead thralls before they overrun the continent. Beware, Dracula has laid cunning traps for those that hunt him.
Do you think Wizkids is fantasizing about this game flying off the shelves?
Well, I'll say I'm furious, no pun intended, because I just spent $300 on a copy off aftermarket.
That's
He's
the
so
third.
lying.
No, which edition is that?
Fourth.
The third edition's with a new one,
Yeah,
or the old
What?
new.
You better
old
not
Yeah.
have
new one?
spent $300.
I did
on-
not.
I did not spend $300.
I spent $299.99.
$299.99
Oh my word.
plus tax and shipping and handling.
What's
I just-
handling?
This is that game. This is that game that won't stay dead.
I'm just hoping that game has a couple of the miniatures. One looks like Kate Beckinsale. The other looks like Hugh Jackman.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be pretty sweet.
That'd be good. They're in vampire movies.
They were in the
Alright.
same vampire movie,
Wait, which one?
Van Helsing.
Oh, you said vampire movie and Kate Beckinsale, and I thought
Underworld.
Yeah.
Was it the same character from Underworld?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she was
I
a
never
a
saw it.
human vampire hunter, and her dad,
Mhm.
okay, friggin' ruined everything for the whole family because he was like, none of my family will enter through the gates of St. Peter until every vampire is dead. And the kids are like, dude, come on. Fine.
Wow.
One guy always ruins it for the rest.
He does.
All right, so our next one. Red Raven Games, makers of highly rated games Near and Far, Above and Below, and Islebound, will be releasing its newest light game, Megaland, exclusively through Target stores this fall. Megaland, designed by Ryan Lockett and Mallory Lockett, is a push-your-luck fighting game set in a video game world.
I'll say it's about time Target got a game that'll sell well.
Aw.
Can
I was gonna say I really hope this hits the mark.
but
Also, I was gonna say I don't think you're allowed to call a light game Megaland.
damn it, Chris! Took my joke.
Gotta be faster.
You yell at me when I talk over people.
Listen, I make the rules here. Only because I've got the buttons near me. Specifically the one that stops the stream. I know because I hit it accidentally all the time.
Oh, you're like,
Oh, that's bad.
Is this a stop motion channel?
Domo arigato mita rama.
Domo.
Domo.
Domo domo.
Oh my goodness.
All right, moving on.
All right, and the last bit of news we have is that Konami has announced a unique holiday product for the 2018 season.
Contra. Is it Contra?
No.
No.
I don't even care anymore.
The Yu-Gi-Oh TCG Advent Calendar.
This was just so weird. That's why I had to put it on there.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's you know what an advent calendar
Yes,
is?
but what?
Is this the new
Oh,
LCG
collectible
model?
card game.
Yes.
No, that's CCG. What's TCG?
Trading
card
game.
game.
Oh,
It's the same thing. But yeah, is this the new LCG model?
No, it says a TCG.
It's a joke,
That
Cindy.
was the
Because
joke.
LCG,
Oh.
you get everything.
Oh.
Everybody gets the exact same thing every time
No,
we buy the pack.
I was gonna say in case you needed to
Aw.
know what to get your favorite YouTuber this year, like your favorite teenage YouTuber.
Are they into Yu-Gi-Oh?
Well, I was thinking Japanese things.
I mean, are they?
Yeah.
Are
Oh.
they not into Yu-Gi-Oh? That's
Youngins and Japanese. Yeah.
a bunch of weeaboes.
24 doors with holiday-themed cards.
Only
Yeah, this is
24.
Only 20. Oh,
Wait,
they're
wait. Something's
missing
in the
a door.
back. Something's in the back.
That's right. It's got to be like the back is actually a playmat.
The
No. This is Yu-Gi-Oh. When you put all the cards together.
Oh, that's
it
right.
makes
It's
the
summon Santa
25th
Claus.
Yeah.
the Brett Spiel Advent Calendar had something in the back this year for the 25th day.
Uh-huh.
It was Castles of Burgundy thing. It was like new boards for like team versus team rather than being individual boards.
Oh,
That's
that's
pretty
cool.
I was like, I want to try that.
That would be fun to try.
I'm surprised you don't get the Spiel Advent Calendar.
What?
Can you get those anywhere over here, or is it something?
You can. It's just like you want to do like a group buy.
Mm.
Like I want 2 promos out of this. Who wants the rest? Who wants to help me buy this?
Oh, there you
Because
yeah.
so
You're
many
spending
of
like
it-
you're spending like $350 for the whole thing. I mean, after shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about for like a set of them or something?
No,
No,
for like one.
For one.
Holy cow!
I mean,
Well, because-
you're buying 24, 25 promos for games, which each probably cost $15 a piece. I'll say
And then you got shipping.
but still,
across the
holy
seas.
cow! For for 1 or 2
it's a
That's
big
something
it's a big
you
box.
actually
It's
owe?
like that big.
We could
So-
put a man on the moon. Can we like have shipping across the ocean? for
Right.
like, I'm not even saying this for us. I feel bad anytime I see online.
Kickstarters.
Well, like Kickstarters when they have the shipping costs and
Mhm.
like people in like New Zealand or whatever that have to pay like
or
over-
Brazil.
yeah, or like over the cost of the game
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
just in
ridiculous.
shipping.
Bring-
I'm like, this
I
is
say
ridiculous.
Bring back the Concorde jet
What?
because that's not in use anymore, right?
Oh
That's
no,
No, it's
they
It costs too much to maintain.
yeah, like they might have
because it flies too fast.
They might have like 2 that are in a museum somewhere. The rest
Yeah.
of them got dismantled. They were like, let's not even. This didn't happen. We're just going to erase this from history.
It's too powerful for
As
your
you
own good.
shake the entire table.
Oh my gosh.
Luckily, we're not doing a dexterity game.
That's right. That was the dexterity game. You all failed.
So, now that we've got the news out of the way, hey, you guys got to play Mansions of Madness finally.
We did.
I
Yeah.
mean, you only got to play one thing, and I think we're going to probably have a Cthulhu theme up later, but I didn't know if you wanted to just say a little bit.
So funny story about that. Like the day after we played, I think it was Saturday. I was on Instagram and I saw somebody post a picture of the scenario we did,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Hey, we just did this one yesterday." And they had commented on how they finally escaped with enough evidence, blah blah blah. And I said, "Well, we got off the island, but we just didn't have enough evidence." And she's like, "Wait, you can leave the island without enough evidence? We never even got that far." They had played it 3 times and didn't even escape. And so I'm like, wow, we must have done really well then.
Yeah, there was some minor hand
I
waving
mean-
there.
I mean-
Well, yes, because Chris kept backtracking.
In the
No,
gr-
pretend I didn't do that.
in the
Well,
grand
because,
scheme
like-
of things, we got off the island alive.
We did, yes. I
mean,
mean, we did take
that-
some of the monsters with us.
That is, yeah.
Listen, for someone that did not, Little Miss, I have all the important items, all right?
Yeah.
I did.
Some of us
Like-
didn't
Hey.
want to spend our whole turn. Hey, we move here. Oh, I can't do anything
Well,
else because I
okay.
don't have the items.
Okay, so it's not my fault that I had all the items. Y'all gave me the light at the beginning of the game, and somebody else could have taken it.
Yeah, we got one light. We gave you one light, and somehow you just kept getting everything.
Everything I did!
Everything that required the light.
I
What was the
did.
agent's name? Like Clarence or
Craven.
Craven. Yeah.
But you, sir,
What did I do?
you were the hero because you turned on the fog light.
Bing bong.
No, he turned on the fog
No,
light.
you turned on.
You
the fog
turned
light.
on the fog light. You
No.
I
climbed
turned on
up
the
the
I turned on
tower.
the fog horn.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
I lit the
That's
thing
what I
up
mean.
and
Oh
the
yeah,
hand-
because I gave you the light.
yeah.
I didn't have it the whole time. See. Anyway, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
You had it until we absolutely could use it.
Yeah.
And then I handed it. Yeah.
Next time we play something like that, I'm gonna click on what I want to do first before I move.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
thinking that's kind sometimes when you were backtracking it was just like you saw an option, oh wait, I can't do that. Pretend I didn't move there. So
Yeah.
I was like, that makes sense because you have access to all the information.
Yeah.
Right. You
Because
Right
they
up
would
front.
say like accept or cancel or whatever, and I just hit
Yeah.
cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say it was a little annoying that we had a couple rules wrong at first. I'm glad we corrected them.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like,
That was
wow, this
good.
is really easy.
It was.
Like I said, it's only the
Well,
second
no,
time playing
it was a little hard because we had to check for horror for all the monsters when it should have only been one.
Well, yeah, but I was talking about
highest
the.
I
I was talking about us defending things. We're like,
Oh,
hey, I
yeah.
got one success. I'm like, oh, that's right. One success means you only.
Negate
Block
one
one.
thing.
Yeah. It was entertaining watching all the monsters chase Cindy.
that was right. Yeah,
That was
that's right.
I was
terrible.
like,
I had so
she's
much
got
horror.
all the important stuff, and she's being hounded by all these
I had
beasts.
so much horror at the end of that game. It was terrible.
And then I mean I was chased by what, 2 at once,
Yeah.
and it was like no, stand and fight, just
And
get
I
it
had-
over with.
But see, I had
Gosh.
no.
Let's go.
I had
Get
really-
over here.
You had weapons. I had nothing to fight with.
I
was
had like
I was
every
this
weapon.
weak little. I was the weak little secretary.
I had, what did I have? I had the fire extinguisher.
You had some spells too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
the
spells that I
spells.
could keep flying out. Yeah,
That was
that's good
great.
stuff.
It was great because I was looking through. I was organizing my Arkham Horror card game stuff, and
Okay.
it's like the same characters I was seeing.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they like use all the same characters in all the Cthulhu games.
That
so
makes
I was,
sense.
Yeah.
Same universe.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. I
so-
did enjoy the game though. I thought it was good. I definitely want to try again or play again.
It was, and it was also a. I don't. Yeah, I'll say that it was a very seamless integration of the app.
Yes, I
Mhm.
enjoyed that.
I mean the you had the
I-
map and the minis on the table and everything, and then it was like, all right, put these icons down here, and then I mean no extra like cards to pull up. But like, oh, if you flip this over, pull card number 37 out of
Yeah.
deck 12.
Mhm.
And it's like that's gonna take forever. Just put it on an app.
And I like the it had the music too. Like it had the because you like
I
like to
liked
play
that.
sounds.
It had some background.
yeah.
yeah, that was really cool.
The
I liked the story that it gave you too. Like I enjoyed being able to read the different because that's what helped immerse me in the game. Because I'm not a
Mhm.
big Cthulhu fan, but actually like I don't know, the visuals of it was.
I
Better
feel
for
like
me.
it should read it to you.
That
That would
Yeah.
be
that's,
awesome.
That's like my only gripe.
Yeah.
It's like
Because like Chris
Like-
skipped through like 12 cutscenes. I was like, I was reading that. Damn
he
it.
did.
it was
made
like
me
2,
mad.
I think.
It was only 2. Yeah.
well, because like I would
I kept-
skip. I would skip to the bottom, like which is weird because I'm usually the story person. But
Mhm.
like for the small stuff, it's like, oh, okay, this happens.
Yeah, that's exactly what Cindy was saying. It's weird because he's the theme guy.
I know. I was wondering why you kept skipping through stuff. I'm like, no, stop it.
Well, because usually it's like I've got something I want to be doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I got to get through.
And that's what I think could be fixed in the app.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking it'd be nice if it'd almost be nice if you could do more outside of the app, but also there's a lot of maintenance already happening
Mhm.
with the app. But I think if it just put everything that you're putting on the new tiles out at once, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you can just optionally, okay, what is this? What's that? What's that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rather than it's like, there's a desk in the corner. Put a marker here.
Yeah.
There's a door to the north.
yeah.
Put a marker here.
It yeah.
That was a little.
It does like take like 5 minutes to put out a new tile because it's like, look at this thing over here.
Yeah.
But
Now
yes,
look at this
so-
thing over here.
Which adds to the replayability, because I mean there was one tile we laid down, and it was like, oh, grab one of those little extra tiles we gave you
Mhm.
that has a door picture on it and put it right here over top of this table, so now there's a door there.
What they could do is like zoom in on that tile and already show everything, and
That's
then
what I'm
go
thinking.
and then go one
Mhm.
by one around it. So like while you're putting out the one and the rest of them, you could see. Oh, okay, that's a
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Colin was saying. I think.
Okay.
Kind of like how Codenames Duet. That's the one gripe I have about it is you go into different modes of thinking. Because in Codenames Duet, you're both the guesser and the clue giver.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas regular Codenames, you just worry about guessing or you worry about clue giving.
Mhm.
And
And
so
around.
in this, like you're like, okay, reading some story. Oh, gotta find a chip. Hang on, turn around, get that.
Yeah.
Okay, read some story. Oh, get another chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's my one gripe. Like if they flip that a little bit, I would
But
love
it's not
this.
like a necessary gripe.
I'm
still trying to figure out where this, because like I don't think this is. When I first played it, I thought it was the be all end all. This kills all other Cthulhu games for
Mhm.
me. I don't think it does that anymore.
Okay.
Mainly because the scenario took a little longer than I had hoped. Because like the first scenario kind of got me because it was a little bit shorter,
Mm.
and then this one was a little bit longer, and I've heard the other ones get a little longer.
Oh, okay.
So,
How do you feel about them talking about an app version of the game now?
oh yeah, yeah. Well, clarify. It's not an app version of the game.
Okay.
It is a game set in the. It's just basically.
Oh, so
using-
it's not Mansions of Madness. It's just like a Mansions of Madness game.
Yes, it's like
Okay.
a third party or not third party, third person over the shoulder kind of view.
Mhm.
It uses that. It may use some of the same storylines and bits, but it's a completely separate game. It's just using the IP
Okay.
of Mansions of Madness.
Okay.
Interesting.
It has to do with that whole Fantasy Flight Interactive. We're going to take our properties and do new
Mhm.
things with them
That's cool.
One thing I was sad about in this is
because it's
Cindy
like
and-
mother's something.
oh, okay.
It's like Mansions of Madness : Mother's Mayhem or something.
Is colon spelled out?
Yes.
But yeah, Cindy and Philip got puzzles to do.
Mhm.
I didn't get a puzzle, and that was
Yeah.
one thing I was excited to do. It was like, yeah, those
Oh,
were the only
yeah.
two. There's two puzzles, right?
Well, and I did
Mhm.
my puzzle wrong,
Oh yeah, because you just did it all. You weren't supposed
not
to.
realizing that I had.
that was one of
limit.
those. I think because I was noticing it, I was like, I think. Oh, you've already solved it.
Sorry.
Like at a Chinese restaurant. I think I'll have. Oh, there it is.
yeah. But we didn't explore everything, so
Mhm.
We didn't. We there was still something in the snack shack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never
Oh,
got
yeah,
in
we
there.
never did
Never
use the
got
key.
the
there's
we had
always-
the- we
there's
had the
always
keys to the
there's
snack
always
shack.
money. In
Did
the
we?
banana- No, we didn't.
Yep.
Well, I
We
don't
had
know.
Yeah, that was
we
another
had-
thing we
We
didn't.
had keys, but we don't know if we had the.
I think
key
Oh,
that,
to-
the
no,
key
I
that
think
does
that
we had the
key-
silver key,
We
the
had a silver
key,
which
key
went
and
to
we
the
had the
went
old
to
that went
keys.
to the
the
tower.
foghorn.
Oh, there
Yeah.
wasn't.
We had the old keys on
We
the
had
key
an
ring
old
too.
Oh, okay, that
Oh,
probably
you
was the
got
snack
those.
shack.
the
then.
From
one that
the-
went into the room right next to the old man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was where Craven was.
Well, no, that was locked.
No,
But we
he was
knocked.
I know.
And he
Craven
opened it.
was outside.
That's
no,
right.
he was
No,
in. He was.
Craven
in there.
was
You-
inside the room. We knocked and he walked out,
Yeah.
Spoilers.
and then
Not
he went
really.
into the library.
I could have swore he was outside though.
No,
No.
he was behind a door. He opened it, and the chain was like.
It may
Yeah.
have seemed
is
like
it?
it was outside because we didn't add a room.
We were in an alley.
That was
Oh.
we. It didn't.
We could
add-
have.
No. It didn't. It didn't. That was like the door was the only thing. Like you open it
That's
up.
what I'm talking. We were in
Oh,
the alley. And
There
I,
wasn't. I
and
thought. I
knocked
thought there
on
was
the
something
door.
that
Yeah.
said like you can go in there if you
No.
want.
After
and I was
finally
like,
it was like, there's
finagling
nothing
the key from
important
the
in
drunk
here.
guy.
oh, okay.
I finagled the key from the drunk guy.
Yeah. Finally, you stole the drunk guy's key, or you chatted him up or something. I don't know what you were doing.
It took a few attempts.
It
I did.
did because Chris failed miserably.
Because I only had a 2, and some reason you guys kept making me go do it.
This is my key. But I
Yeah.
forget what he says. Like some drunk
You
speak.
can't have my key.
He was
But
very
anyway,
adamant
yeah.
that you were not.
So
Overall, it was a very good experience. I will say,
yeah.
even with those grapes.
Speaking of good experiences, I'm about to tell you one I didn't have.
Oh,
Uh,
And that is this past Monday, I played the Expanse board game.
Yes.
I almost flipped the table on this board game.
Oh, really?
Not because, and I'm going to caveat with this saying that I can't review the game because the way it was played made me so mad that it biased my opinion of the game.
Mm.
oh yeah.
So, in the Expanse board game, it's based on the TV show The Expanse, and everyone plays a different corporation, and it's got basically kind of a map of the solar system, and you're trying to get influence cubes on all these different planets, and almost kind of like Rising Sun in a sense, where scoring phases happen, and you want to have the most influence in an area, and you'll get points for that.
Are the scoring phases like dependent on cards that are played?
Yes.
Okay, so it is more like Twilight Struggle. Okay.
Yeah, like
That-
what
that
happens?
same thing happens.
What
yeah.
happens is there's 4 or 5 cards that get laid out, and then kind of like Suburbia in that fact, where there's a number of you have to spend victory points to get cards that are further up the track.
Okay.
Um,
I'd say Small World
other game, yeah,
Yeah.
Small, yes,
because the money isn't isn't victory points in Suburbia.
right. But I was saying, but in Small World, you put like something on each
Yeah.
one.
mhm.
Anyways, a lot of games do it. It was just the first one I thought of, where like if you get the card at the end, it's always 2 victory points, and then you can take the one at the beginning for free always. And each corporation has special abilities and whatnot, and there's fleets of ships you can move around. The production of the game is very light. Like, it's for influence, it's, your standard wooden cubes. Your fleet is just some cardboard punch outs.
Okay.
I was talking to my friend Mike who bought the game, And I was like, if I own this game, first thing I would do, take those cardboard chits and throw them away. Because they just, it's like, oh, like this little tiny dot is my fleet of ships. Like, I would have 3D printed some ships or something. And
Oh, 3D print, just like, wait, there they are. No, that's not them anymore, is it? Where's all your X-Wing ships?
There's some in there.
I was going to say, like,
put
just
some
boom,
X-Wing
pull a
ship-
couple
yeah,
X-Wings and
yeah,
TIE fighters out
exactly.
there.
Put it, well, space might be an issue. But anyways, yeah, that kind of disappointed me because there was at some point, because I was playing, the corporation I was playing was black colored. And when I first looked at the board, when I laid out all the starting stuff, for a second it took me to be like, wait, where's my stuff? Because it was a black board.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because it was late or whatever, like my brain just wasn't kicking where my stuff was. So that's the game. Let me tell you about what happened.
Okay.
So what happened was,
I've never seen The Expanse.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about the show other than that it's sci-fi. So
Seafy.
I just pick a random corporation. Turns out I picked the bad guys. And frickin' everybody else made me aware of that because like there's a lot of take that and that you can play. Some of the cards will be like remove influence from this planet, or remove somebody's influence from here, or destroy these fleets. Whenever somebody had the option and I was one of the options, they always went with me
Because you were the bad.
because I was the bad guy. And then they'd be like, "Well, you picked the bad guy." I'm like, "I didn't know."
I'm a bad guy, and that's not bad.
That's not
or that's good. Because what is it? Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
It's I haven't seen the movie, but I memorized that just because it was hilarious. Like
'Cause,
the bad
well,
guys
Apparently
movie.
you didn't
Yeah.
because you can't remember it.
It was back when Wreck-It Ralph came out.
But yeah, I'm a bad guy,
But-
and that's good. Yeah,
Anyways, it was like
and that's not bad.
you're metagaming the crap out of this game. Like I get it, but still, it's like this isn't fair.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like
So it was 3-on-1 basically.
sort of like one guy was like shooting way in the lead, and I'm like, whereas I was playing with Jimmy, and Jimmy kept trying to fight me over these like one planet, and I'm like, you're fighting me here, but you're not watching him over there getting all these victory
Yeah.
points, and he ended up winning.
Of course.
And I was like, I got so mad at Jimmy. I was like, I will be on you for every game we ever play from now on.
Was it Mike? Was it Mike?
Mike was the one winning.
Yeah, he's winning everything because no one pays attention to him. He's like, hey, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. I like him.
But yeah, it was. I was very mad when I came. Like I came home and Ash is like, "You seem frustrated." I'm like, "Don't even start."
Aw.
And like I said,
angrily cooking dinner. No, I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking. Chop, 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 chop.
like I can't even give a good review of the game. Was fine. It was okay. Like it was kind of neat, and it's one of those. I think if I watched the show, I'd be more into it because like everyone was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that guy! I remember that guy," and because
Yeah.
it's using the show art, like stills from the show in the artwork. So if you like The Expanse, I think you'll like the game. I can't tell you, but the other 3 people there love The Expanse, and they seem to enjoy the game. So.
Yeah, I've also heard if you like Twilight Struggle, this is Twilight Struggle for 4 players.
Oh, interesting.
However, the box lied because it said it played in like an hour, and it took us over 2 hours
Oh yeah,
to
that
play the
makes
game.
sense.
Like we played with 4 people, and it was. We had like a little bit. It was one of those like it started off fast and it ended fast, but there was a long drag in the middle. Like because the way the scoring cards are ran. Think pandemic card or epidemic cards in Pandemic. The way you like separate the piles, stick them in,
Oh,
shuffle
yeah.
them, and
So
stack them.
it's random within a certain time frame
Yes.
that'll happen.
But we had them where like the cards would be the end of one stack, the beginning of the other. So we'd have like 2 or 3 scoring phases like very close together, and then there was like a long phase where there was no scoring phase.
Oh wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then it was like bam, bam, right there at the end. All the cards came out. We didn't even get to do one of the scoring phases, I think, because when the 6th card comes out, the 6th score because you the scoring cards you buy like you do the other cards. And when the 6th one comes out, even if you haven't bought the 5th one, the game's over. So
Oh, okay. So when it comes into the store,
Yeah.
basically. Okay, gotcha.
As soon as it appears,
it hits the
game
field.
over.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
Well, cool.
Game over.
I'm sorry, man. Though
man. I told him he'll rue the day.
you're probably not encouraged to try it again.
But then I said, actually, you'll love rue the day.
Because it's your middle
Oh,
name.
yeah,
it's my,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
my middle name.
Ha ha ha.
Good one.
That's
Good
the
one.
word on the street.
Ah! Anyways. Philip, have you played anything?
I mean, I played Mansions of Madness with you guys. That's about it.
Play Happy Salmon by yourself.
No, it's
let's,
really.
let's
Pound
not-
it.
let-
Pound it. Pound it.
This is-
Don't continue that line of
This
thought.
is not.
No, yeah, I should just
Yeah.
stop.
You should just stop.
This is not, X-rated boards and swords. This is.
Boards and Swords After Dark.
Yeah.
It was not intended. It just it derailed very fast. I apologize.
Hello?
Da-da!
What do you mean? It was all me, though.
That's
I was
right.
like-
It was
that-
like-
that's what makes it worse.
I was the
A little bit.
catalyst. It was.
Hey,
I was
Cindy,
the-
what have you been playing?
You bring a side
Hey
out of me.
guys, I've
She's been
played.
playing like after what we were just like. I've been playing family-friendly Christian games. Okay, gosh,
What?
bunch of heathens.
No. So, last time we recorded, I mentioned that we had just picked up Clank the Mummy's Curse, and I finally got to play it, guys.
I'm
Woo.
shocked. I'm utterly shocked.
I am too.
We've played it twice actually now, and it's
Cool.
actually really fun.
So Clank
So-
is by Renegade.
Renegade.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it comes with another double-sided board.
Yay.
Like all the other, like the base game and the Sunken Treasures did, and it's kind of cool because this one you have the board is actually two. Like, so one side you're going into
I
the
thought she
bottom
was
of
about
like
to say
a
the board was two-sided. I'm like, funny how double-sided boards work that way.
no, like one side it's like you're in the
Sphinx?
the underground of the Sphinx, and
Okay,
the
That
other
is
one
neat.
you're in a
pyramid.
you're
pyramid,
in one of the.
and it's
Nice.
a diagonal board.
Now you
Ah,
combine
that's
this with Clank in Space, and it'll be like the Gould mothership on the pyramid.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
all
it's-
about that.
Stargate.
So it's pretty cool because it actually adds a couple new things. Like there's a new monkey idol, which is 10 points. That's pretty neat. But the cool
Does it come in
thing-
3 pieces and you have to put it together?
No.
Damn, it's
No.
not the true monkey idol.
So, well, there are
Wait.
there are three ones.
I don't think
here.
that was called the Monkey
It's
Idol.
the silver monkey.
Was that what it was?
Mhm.
Anyway,
The Shrine of the Silver
So-
Monkey.
Shrine of the Silver
there
Monkey.
it is.
in
Yeah.
this basically in this version, one of the main differences is now there's a mummy, and the mummy is basically chasing you.
Is the mummy the overlord?
No,
Like, do
there's
you
still a dragon.
There's still a
Oh, there's still a dragon.
overlord.
The dragon
the
is
dragon.
green now. It's really
Ooh.
pretty. I love the green dragon actually. But yeah, so the mummy is really cool because there's a special like triangular die.
It's a 4-sided die. D4.
Yeah,
D4,
D4.
gotcha.
Anyway, D4. Thank you. I'm
Mhm.
stupid because I don't know this. And what happens is anytime like there's certain cards that'll pop up that'll tell you to roll the mummy die, and then anytime you fight the mummy,
Nice.
and then anytime you fight the mummy, you also roll the mummy die. So what happens is you roll the mummy die, and it tells you where to move the mummy. And there's
Right,
like
I see the symbols
yeah, there's
on the
four
board.
there's 4 sections, and the mummy always goes like, in that section. And
Ah.
if there is an adventurer in the section,
Oh, I see. They're actually
yeah, they're
kinda
color
color-coded.
they're
Color
color-coded.
coded a little bit.
So
Yeah.
if there's an adventurer in the section where the mummy lands, they get a curse, and the curse tokens at the end of the game are -2 points.
Oh, can
And
you
so
get
it's,
rid of the
you
curse
can.
tokens?
So like in Clank in Space, you know how the goblin character you could fight it with 2 swords or 3 swords.
Yeah.
The mummy character you can fight with 2 swords or 3 swords,
Okay.
and there's still a goblin that you can always fight with 2. So if you fight with 2 swords, you get 4 coins, but you take a curse. If you
Ooh.
fight with 3 swords, you
Remove half
your
your
curses
curses
rounded
rounded up.
Wow.
So that's pretty exciting. Like I had 9 curses at the end of our
I thought it
game.
was 10.
I had 10. Then I got a card that allowed me to remove a curse, and then I fought the mummy with 3 swords, and I removed 5 more curses.
that
so I
sounds like
ended with only-
sounds
I
like
ended
it
with only
radically
4.
alters the game a little bit
It
too.
kinda
It's
does.
yeah.
So it's pretty exciting, and like the first time we played, we messed up a little bit with the mummy because whenever we fought the mummy, we forgot to roll the die for the first few times that we fought it, and so this last game
We
that we played, we
retroactively
kind of did
changed
a little
it a little bit.
yeah. But this next time when we played, we were playing properly with the mummy, and it was like, ooh, this is so exciting. But I kept like, there's little things on the board here. You can see this little symbol. It's the curse
Mhm.
symbol. If you go through that space, you have to take however many curses it tells you to take. So it's
Okay.
kind of like adding Clank into the Clank pool
Right.
for various things. You grab curses, and I kept doing it. I had so many curses.
Yeah, and
It was awesome. But
our
then
game
there's also
today-
cards that allow you to like gain points for curses at the end of the game, and it's really
it
neat.
basically just helps negate some of the negative points.
Yeah.
But one of the things that happened in our game earlier today, we played it before we came here.
Mm-hmm.
I got a promo card,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Dire
Ooh.
Wolf,
Oh,
which
this is exciting.
because it's originally from Dire Wolf Digital.
Gotcha.
The Dire Wolf, for every monster that's showing, including the goblin and stuff, you get a Clank and get a sword. So you get multiple fighting power, and like I got the Dire Wolf.
He bought the Dire
I was like,
Wolf.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And then when it came
when
up-
I got a chance to play it, there was like 6 monsters out. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So
By the end of the game, when we're clearing out the Clank bag,
I had more cubes in the bag than there were dragon cubes left.
it was so
I still got
amusing.
out, but
Yeah, he actually. Well, I won the game though.
So
It was pretty great.
Just by looking at in Clank in Space, there was like
the goblin,
The-
gob, 1-0-N.
yeah, and then like the Doom Goblin,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
So he was like a beefed up
Doombot.
version.
Right.
The Doombot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this card's double sided, but it's the exact same
Right.
card.
Yeah.
on
I don't
both
understand.
sides.
The goblin's the same way.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Goblin's the same way.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, in the
gotcha.
base game, the goblin's the same way. But there's some really fun flavor text in this game.
Oh,
Like there's a
okay.
lot of Indiana Jones references.
Yeah,
And
I got some cards.
Okay, good. Because
So-
when I was unpacking and sleeving all the cards, I had so much fun reading all the flavor text. It was pretty fantastic.
So yeah, what she was saying, there's a bullwhip that you can get. And this says, snag and loot, fighting enemies, crossing chasms. The bullwhip does it all loudly, because when you play it, you get a Clank.
Ah.
We have the Rebel Mystic. This one allows you to teleport to an adjacent room. And the text on this is, where we're going, we don't need doors.
Oh, that's the one that was the Back to the Future reference.
Ah.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, there's cards that, like, the gems in the original one would get you Clank. When you get them, this also gives you a curse.
Oh, when you buy it, yeah.
What was something else? Oh, the canopic jars. We know from the movie The Mummy. It's like, it's sealed for your protection.
I know more from Stargate because that was where
Yeah, that's where a
Osiris-
couple Gould were held.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
In
it is-
stasis.
Excuse
me. Goa Ould.
if you like Clank, this is definitely well worth getting. It's a very nice new map.
How does it
And-
compare to like
The Sunken Treasures?
Yeah. Do you prefer Sunken Treasures or this one more, or too early to tell?
I don't know. I mean, they're both different, and
I will say the
It's-
blue side of this, like,
Have
Sunken
you
Treasure.
played, have you played both sides
Yes, we played once on each side. The blue side on both the base game and Sunken Treasures are like the easier sides.
yet? Okay.
And this side, while it's busier, it's easier to move around, I feel.
the red
Mm.
side.
Yeah, because
I
the blue
agree.
side, like, flip it back over. You flipped it at the wrong time, I think.
Sorry.
But there are so many locks chambers. If you don't have a
Ah.
key, it is very hard to get around.
I had a key.
Or if you don't have a lot of swords, because you see up here, there's like, you have to fight something in a lot of different directions, or you need a key to,
yeah.
like, I had to come from the right side of the board over to the left side to even find a way up.
Oh.
Yeah, because he didn't have a key or
Gotcha.
anything. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I really enjoy it so far. Like I said, we've only played it twice now.
I was gonna say,
but
I guess it's too early to say it because I was gonna say if you had the option between, like you're gonna play Clank, which one are you gonna play? But probably this one because you haven't played it as much.
Based off of our 2 plays that we have in this and our few plays that we have of Sunken Treasures,
Mhm.
I would probably drift more toward, if I had to pick, Sunken Treasures at this point.
yeah, why is that?
Just the feeling. Like, I like them both, but
Yeah.
if I had to pick one, I like the idea of the
I like the underwater. theme a lot.
underwater, the scuba.
Yeah.
Are you for scuba?
That's something I've heard. I've heard a lot of other people talking about. They say between like they like it's a good expansion, but between the two, they preferred what Sunken Treasures added.
Yeah,
The curse thing is still pretty cool though. Like,
it is.
so time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great expansion to add to
Mhm.
your collection if you love Clank as much as I do, or even if you love it less than I do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's still well worth it.
It
Especially
still adds
still like
a
what,
lot of
it's
interest
like
off of the base
$25
game.
or something MSRP.
I think so.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
well worth it. And it's so funny because I talk about Renegade games all the time, but we are in no way sponsored by Renegade. This is not a review copy. I just happen to love their stuff that much, guys.
So one thing I didn't bring up in the news, but I did want to say and if I remember, I'll put a link in the show notes. But there's a Kickstarter I backed, which is kind of odd for me. But
oh yeah.
there is an artist. So if you're watching the video stream, you may notice over in the corner there is a blue shell from Mario Kart. There's it's really kind of apocalyptic kind of look to it. But that's a print by an artist I love, and he's one of the podcasters that got me into podcasts and podcasting in general, Scott Johnson. Well, he's doing a Kickstarter right now for a custom deck of playing cards.
Oh.
Well, decks of playing cards. It started off as one where he did his own artwork for every single card. Especially he did custom drawings for the suits, but then he did full on drawings for the
face cards.
For the face cards, and even did a back. The back design is his own design as well.
Oh. Neat.
It's already funded. It funded the first day.
Nice.
But not only that, but there's other decks that they've unlocked where one is his daughter, who I think is 20 or so, I think. There's a deck where she's doing the artwork or some of her artwork's going to be on it. Then there's some of just other art pieces he's done themed wise will get put into different decks depending on how the stretch goals go. So I love the art. I don't know if I might have them to play, but I just like the artist so much.
That sounds familiar. Did he do posters of board games? Is that the same guy?
No.
Who am I thinking of?
Or you think there's the calendar, the board game calendar that gets
Does he do that?
Scott King? No.
No,
It's
no.
it's Dan King, Scott King, something like that.
Yeah,
that does
Scott
that?
King. Yeah, Dan
No.
King is a reviewer. He's the Game Boy geek. No, I'm gonna stop. I'll just look it up later.
Okay. By
There's
the way,
some
somebody
guy.
was noticing. Somebody said something about the figure in the middle looking like Kratos. Actually, this is an abomination rat or Obama rat from a different game, but I painted it, so that's why it's out here on the table. It had nothing to do with that Clank game, although it does look similar in theme.
Oh. So, speaking of Kickstarters, so Gravity Warfare finally
I
launched,
saw that.
and I'm super excited because it funded in 7 hours.
That game
and
looks cool.
I know.
I
I'm
saw
so excited.
I heard you talk about it.
Yeah.
But to
So,
actually see it,
It's a really fun dexterity game.
to
and-
explain it, Cindy could probably explain it more than I can. But there's basically, it looked almost like an artist palette.
Okay.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Suspended on a post, and it's gravity. So as you move the pieces around the board moves.
It reminds me of one of those birds that sits on the thing and
Yeah.
balances.
I was
Topple or
the
whatever
scene,
it
is.
the scene in National Treasure.
You
in
could
the second
kinda
National
there's
Oh
Treasure.
yeah, where they're
Yeah.
It's like a picture.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a video still, but you can see up in the corner.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So I'm very excited because they've already unlocked 2 stretch goals or 1 stretch goal.
Just one so
Just
far.
one, but
But
they're
they're
pretty
approaching the
close
second
to
one.
the second one. And the second one, I'm so excited for because it adds the chopstick challenge. Because
Oh no.
in the game, every player will have challenge cards basically, and you play them on your opponents, and it makes their turn a little bit more difficult because you're trying to make it so your opponents knock pieces off, not you.
Yeah.
And so they add chopsticks on, and you have to place your piece on the board with chopsticks if somebody uses that
Chopsticks
card
challenge
on you.
is just me using chopsticks at all because
Yeah.
I
But
can't.
I'm super excited about that because I got to play with that one at Dice Tower Con, that challenge specifically, and I was disappointed when I saw it was a stretch goal. I was like, come on, we got to make that stretch goal.
I just realized this wolf looks like it's high five, guys.
I
High
so
five.
I was
High
looking
five.
at there's
Gosh.
more of a dance move going on. He's breakdancing about to. Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, so there's still by the time this airs, there will still be at least a month left of the campaign because it was like a 40-day campaign or something.
But Dinosaur Island was a 40-day
Oh, was
campaign
it?
too.
Anyway,
That's
so
ending today when we're
if you
recording this.
have not heard of Gravity Warfare by the time this podcast comes out, go check it out because it is going to be a very fun dexterity game, and I highly recommend people back it. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
I was gonna say, speaking of Kickstarters, when does mine ship?
What is it?
Oh, the
the
Ruby.
Ruby Combat Ready.
Oh, that's right.
Because we hit every single stretch goal.
Awesome.
It's nice when that happens.
I want to say we hit every single stretch goal except for the one that came out like 4 hours before the campaign closed, where they were just like, I mean, what's it gonna hurt if we put another stretch goal in? Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of activity happens in those hours.
I mean, it's like an auction. You just sit there like 30 seconds left, and bid. Damn it.
So, Colin, did you want to talk about the other game we played?
What, GIF?
Yeah.
We finally played GIF.
That's one of those abstract.
It is an
Yeah.
abstract. We had played it before, but we didn't play with the quote unquote advanced rules.
Whoa!
And it only adds like 2 rules to it. Like you start with 3 pieces on the board, what you do in the original 2, but these are double high. They're your GIF pieces, and the object of the game is to make it to where your opponent cannot play a piece. That's the original goal. But these add a new objective because during the course of the game, you're removing pieces from the board, and if you remove your opponent's pieces, they don't get them back. And if you clear off all 3 of their GIF pieces, they also lose. So there's 2 different ways that the game can end. And as you're taking pieces off the board, like you can optionally leave your GIF piece on the board if it's in your row of 4 that you're making in order to take pieces off. And so it helps the game not slow down also, which that was something that bugged me in the original, because like, okay, I take 4 of my pieces off the board. Okay, that's almost starting from scratch.
Yeah, it did that. Yeah.
But yeah, since you have these 3 pieces that are staying on the board, what's that?
So no, like I'm like,
This is going toward a positive review.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to play GIF, you need to play with the advanced rules.
Yeah.
There's like if you have any chance of
so like the
liking the
advanced
game,
rules are the game, basically.
yes,
It should be.
It's the game proper.
Yeah.
It's like if you want an introduction to how you do the game, fine, whatever. But
Don't judge it based on that.
You're gonna beat yourself up after you play it your second time. It's like, geez, why didn't I do this the first time?
Yeah.
Because it literally adds like 2 rules.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of abstract games in general. I don't know, just don't care much for them. But it made this one a little bit more enjoyable for me.
They made it tolerable.
Yeah,
Tolerable.
like I would, if you asked me to play it, and there's nothing else that I'm just really wanting to play, then I'll be like, okay, sure, I'll play it.
Yeah,
With that variant.
Yeah, from the series so far, I've only played 2 of them. I played Czar, which I love that game, and this one. And the advanced rules put it close to the same level of Czar for
It's
me.
like somebody put a bunch of letters in Boggle and chuck it up.
Right?
And
Yeah.
Kinda.
They get weirder as the series progresses. Like one that's not in the series anymore. It involved like sand timers.
What did it like?
It was
did
Tamsk.
it succeed from the? did it
No, it
secede
didn't-
from the
'cause
It's
series?
seceded from the unit.
It's a collective project. Like the games at the whole idea of it is you could intermingle the pieces into like one
Oh.
game.
Oh.
And I guess because they were sand timers, it was harder to intermingle them, so they kicked them out, and then Czar moved in.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Czar was like one of the later additions, but you got
What
Yinch.
was the name of that game?
Which one?
The
The sand timer
Yeah.
one? Tamsk?
Tamsk. So Tamsk was the roommate that would always leave their dishes in the sink and would conveniently not have any cash when it was their turn to pitch in for some
Pizza.
toilet paper or pizza or something. Yeah,
To buy milk. They never
Yeah.
bought the milk.
But yeah,
Never bought the milk.
the newest one, which like I think there was like a
Czar's the
5-year
new,
gap.
Like, cool roommate that's
Yeah.
replaced him.
Yeah, there was like a 5-year gap between the last one, which was Yinch, I think,
Hmm.
and then this new one is called Link, which sounds like, oh, that sounds normal. Let me search for it. No.
It's like
Was it like
LYGNK or something
Yeah,
like that.
LYNGK. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Just like sneeze on your computer and you'll probably pull up one of them.
Yeah, just take your fist, mash it on the keys.
There you
Yeah,
go.
boom.
Boom. That's
That's the name.
that's their next title idea. They're gonna be
like-
listening and we're like, why didn't we think of that? Bam! All right.
It's like named like I don't know. It just sounds very Nordic to me, or you
It
know,
does, yeah.
like Swedish or something.
It's, Slovakian.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it has a sort of a I don't want to say harsh.
Oh,
bite.
Slavic. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Slavic.
I don't want to say it has like a harsh bite to the names, but there is like a very like, rah, Tamsk.
Yeah.
That's very consonant heavy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
But anyway, so all that to say, I liked GIF, and I think the advanced rules don't play.
I think it's
without
pronounced Jif.
them. Don't start that. That's one of those sensitive topics I avoid. I say, so I found this this moving picture.
You mean a video?
No.
GIF versus GIF.
Yeah.
Jif is peanut butter. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
You learn things a certain way. Like, is it a buggy or is it a cart?
By the way,
Anyway.
random subject
Peanut butter?
because of peanut butter.
I
Okay.
love
So
peanut butter.
so there was a Skippy ad
Ugh.
on TV, and they were playing Uptown Funk,
I
and I was
love
like,
that
this
song.
is kind of random.
Okay.
Until like at the very end where it's like smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy. I was like, oh, oh.
That were
Wait,
all
that's
right.
in the
I
song?
like that.
That's
Yeah.
it is in the song.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, Skippy's not my
I
favorite.
feel like they were waiting for that. Like, all right, guys, we gotta. When are we making a new commercial? Because we could take advantage of this.
How much we got to pay Bruno for this?
they
Exact-
probably
right?
paid a lot.
No, it's probably in the thing. Like, can we reference your peanut butter? All right, only if we get to play your song in our commercials.
Yeah. The first
Oh.
party is now known as a second party. Yes.
What?
All right. So before we move on to our game show,
Oh, yeah.
which I did this time, so it's probably gonna suck.
Aw.
I just want to take a moment to thank. We have a sponsor, guys.
Woohoo.
Awesome.
Sponsored.
We are sponsored by Easy Roller Dice.
Easy Roller Dice, makers of fine metal dice sets.
Not only that, like,
not only that. That is where I first got introduced
Yeah.
to Easy Roller Dice. I don't know if that's where.
Oops.
Was that your first
the
introduction?
Dice, yeah,
These
The
dice are
nice. Not I don't. Artisanal's the wrong word, but like
high quality.
high quality, beautifully crafted dice, and
I
if
thought that's what artisanal meant.
It is. It is.
Artisanal sounds a little old timey
Ah,
for like
I think
It-
of bread, actually.
I think like
It's
bread,
food. It
or I
reminds
would-
me of food.
or like food, or I would think of like wooden dice. And
I
like, no,
think of
they're just solid
artisanal as
metal.
more of expert level.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. There
like
you go.
an
And
arti-
that's
an
why I think of
artisan.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and these dice
just
are
wanna
also
keep rolling
handy
them.
for if the DM tells you you failed your roll, you're like, no, I didn't, and you can throw him in his face, and it'll leave a mark.
Then you get a new DM.
The views
and opinions of Philip Herbig do not reflect the views and opinions of Boards and Swords and Easy Roller Dice.
Or Cindy.
So
Well,
what
that's
you
why
do?
I said Boards and Swords.
Actually, what you need to, if you really want to do that, you go to Gen Con and you find
Oh,
the booth.
I need to stop.
You
It's
find the booth
addicting.
that had like the softball-sized metal D20.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll put a hurt on somebody.
Oh my god.
But they don't just make cool dice.
No.
As you see, for those on the video, you can see we also have this nice dice tray. They did not send me this. I backed their Kickstarter.
Yeah, so
It's beautiful.
easy
it
roller.
is,
You can't.
like,
Colin,
yeah.
you should probably. All right.
I'm
so
the
I got
Vanna White.
Like, you know, like it's the metal dice are high quality. This one, it's really cool. It's an octagon dice tray, but it's really cool
Now-
because it's got a small dice tray and then it's got a border around it that you can actually fit your dice. I actually one time just took this instead of like a dice bag because
Oh,
it's got a
yeah.
lid. It's got a lid to it, and so like I could just put the dice in there and then just ta-da! This is everything I need.
Super
you know.
convenient.
Yeah. Like I have they have a larger dice tray.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
that was kind of a pain to take around.
Mm.
Just like it's fine if I have it here, but like if I want to go to game night, and especially when we were at our game night, it would take up like most of the section I need for like my character sheet and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas this is takes up a whole lot less space.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's really nice. They just finished up a Kickstarter for nice high quality. I think they were leather. I don't quote me on that one, but nice high quality dice bags that they unlocked a stretch goal that also did them in the same kind of material
Oh, okay.
as these and with like the same
It's
symbols.
like a high quality vinyl or something.
yeah.
It's really nice.
So and you'll hear about they got other products that we'll talk about in the upcoming episodes, but yeah, EasyRollerDice.com. We thank them for supporting us, and we recommend you guys go check out their
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, guys. It's
Do they
time.
have T-shirts?
No. I don't.
Hang
think so.
on. I'll go to the store.
I was like, can they have T-shirts? That would
Go
be
get some
awesome.
screen printed.
I would totally rock Easy Roller Dice T-shirt.
All right. So it's time to bring back a favorite, guys,
Okay.
and that is it's been a while since we played
Super
the
fight.
The Rank is Right.
Okay,
So
we
close.
can play that
Yay.
one too. We can play that one too. That's fine.
So In case you're new to the show, what this is this is a show where this is a game show where I went on BoardGameGeek.com. I clicked the handy dandy random game function, brought up the first 5 or 6 games that had a rank to them. So I'm going to describe the game.
Important.
I'm going to give them a little information about it, and then they're going to tell me what they think the rank of this game is on Board Game Geek, and we'll see who's the closest without going
Over?
Yes.
Without going over, sounds about right. Yeah. And we have special guest, the boss of the house.
We're just like, okay,
That was weird.
that wasn't random at all. So, I was like, I'm expecting her to come back
I
inside.
know, I was too.
All right. So the first game we have coming up is called Lot.
Ah, yes, that's game. Yeah.
Lot?
Lot.
L-O-T?
Lot. Yes, L-O-T.
Like
Alright.
casting lots.
I cast a lot.
Like,
This is
okay.
what the game looks like.
That's what the
Oh,
game-
it's like an
Ooh.
abstract.
It's like
Ooh.
Othello.
You
every
say that like
every abstract is like Othello to you.
This is even more like Othello because it looks like some sort of gridded board with black and white pieces.
It looked like some kind of weird chess set to me.
Yeah.
Kinda.
All right, so Lot is played on an orthogonal grid of 7 by 7 squares, with 2 players struggling to be the first to create a line of 3 stacks of 2 pieces in any direction. Lot was born while researching the concept of a simple piece removal game mechanism that
Blah blah blah.
that made loops impossible, but at the same time produced potentially long games in a small player. This is a terrible description. Like, I have no idea how to play this game.
It's the rule book is the description. I think.
The name Lot comes from line of 3, and also lots of turns,
So it's
Huh.
like Connect 4.
I guess. This is designed by Nestor Ramal Andres. Plays 2 players in 20 minutes, and it has a 7.7 on Board Game Geek. It's from 2012 also.
That's the average rating, not the geek rating.
Okay, I was gonna say that's your
the average rating.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that means.
The geek rating puts it in the algorithm for the actual rank. So, what the number he gave us isn't what you want to go off of.
It's the user rate, the average user rate.
Yes,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
but that doesn't have any bearing
Has no
necessarily
bearing on its
on
rank.
the actual rank.
It's a 2012. It's a 2012 game, 7.7. Colin, what is this game's rank?
2012. There's a lot of good stuff in 2012. That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't.
I will go.
Would it help if I gave you what it's ranked in abstract games?
Hit me.
Is that too much?
Yeah, let's do it.
321.
Oh, that's
In abstract games.
okay. I will go
Wow.
4002.
4002. Cindy,
2012.
2012. Okay. Philip?
2013.
Oh, he's playing the game. He's playing the game.
And we
Ro-
were saying if you're
Without going
high,
over.
like because it's been a while since we played, but it's higher, meaning if you all
Oh, do we? Or we're flipping it because it's like one is the highest.
one is the highest.
Do you want to say 2011 then?
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
He
no,
locked in his answer.
Let's
Okay.
do it 2013.
Well, you all overbid.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
So, Colin, what was yours? 4,000?
4002.
Okay. So it is higher than 4,000, or lower
Okay, yeah.
in the
than
ranking.
in the rankings than 4,002.
Okay.
So it is further away from 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Jeez.
Man, this is totally like messing with my brain, even though it makes sense. You know.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say,
Closest without going over in rank.
yeah, I will say 5,231.
City?
I'll just say an even 5,000.
Okay.
I gotta keep saying my number so I can remember. 5231.
6,000.
You still all over
Nice.
it.
Oh,
Seriously?
I was wondering how many abstracts were in like the top like 7,000 games.
All right, I'll give you one last chance.
Okay, I'll do a cool 9,000.
Cool 9,000.
8,302.
Okay.
10,000.
10,000. The actual
Retail
BGG
price.
rate is 8,033.
So that's Cindy.
That would be Cindy.
Oh.
Nice.
8,033.
Here, you get a pencil.
That's how we keep track.
There's
All right.
a lot of pencils.
The next game that we have up for bid.
Can we do wits and wagers? Can I say like I think Cindy's right?
See, if
Like
I
for
was
bonus
if I was
points?
playing properly, I would have been like, Chris, what was the last bid?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2013.
All right. The next game is Word Domination.
I've heard of this. This is
This is a 2017 game.
this is Fowers, right? Tim Fowers.
I'll have to get to it. Word Domination, Spelling Disaster.
Yeah, I think
It
it's
looks
Tim
like
Fowers.
Tim Fowers artwork.
So I didn't preload some of these, so it's taking a little. All right, there we go. So it is a 2 to 4 player game. It is Ryan Goldsberry is the artist.
No.
The designer.
The
The
designer is
designer.
Jeff Beck
Jeff Beck. Huh.
Oh.
by Uproar ES Games.
Oh,
I was way off.
Yeah. Word building meets area control and word domination. Play as one of 8 diabolical supervillains competing to steal the world's priceless artifacts before your opponents have a chance.
I feel like I've seen this.
You will ransack, backstab, and steal your way to victory. Each turn, players spell a word using any of the available letters on the board. This reminds me of Paperback.
Yeah.
I play paperback. It does not.
Does it give you like any of the villain names? Is one of the villains? This is like all spelling. Is one of the villains grammar Nazi?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like that. Should
Anyways, like I said, 2 to 4 players, plays in 20 to 45 minutes. It has a 7.2 out of 345 ratings on BGG. Cindy, what is this game's rank?
Wait, what were you saying about the BGG thing?
7.2 out of 345 ratings. It's a 2017 game.
Okay, I'm going to say 4,709.
Okay. Fair rip.
be. 9,000.
9,000.
Oh.
It's over 9,000. All right.
I'm gonna take the Cindy answer. 2012.
2012. All right. The actual BGG rank
Mm-hmm.
is 2,587, which means Cindy wins.
She gets another pencil.
jeez.
But Colin was much closer. He just went over.
Yep.
I feel like I remember
Had to pull soundboard back up.
it was either Mandy or Suzanne posted a picture of this on Instagram.
Yeah, it's like one side of the cards, like when they've been used or something. There's like crime scene tape going across it.
Yeah.
I've heard people saying that it could potentially be difficult to decipher. Like it makes the board look busy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you remember? You remember
I
seeing
think it
the
was
picture
Suzanne,
though, right? Yeah. I
from
feel like
Dice
it was
Tower,
too.
yeah.
So the next game is actually one I've heard of. And that
Cool.
is, it's also an LCG.
Oh.
Ah, yeah.
This one is
I fail.
Warhammer Invasion.
Oh.
This
Okay.
is the Warhammer LCG, the original Warhammer Fantasy LCG. I covered up the number.
Oh, okay. You couldn't get a good picture.
Yeah,
Or you
I
just didn't feel like going to a
time.
different page.
It was like going different page, going back, that kind of thing. So yeah, published by Fantasy Flight Games, designed by Eric Lang.
Of course.
Warhammer Invasion, the card game, is a 2-player card game of intense warfare, clever kingdom management, and epic questing. Players must carefully allocate their resources as they seek to build their kingdom, complete quests, and attack the enemy's capital. This is one of, I believe, 3 LCGs I've not played.
Mm.
I've played just about all of them.
Of course
So,
you have.
7.2 out of 5,200 ratings.
That's
And
not bad.
Not bad.
published in 2009. Cindy, what is this game's rank?
Am I going first because I won?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. Puts you at an
This one
unfair
has
advantage.
2 subcategories. Would you like those numbers?
Okay.
What are the subcategories?
Customizable and strategy.
No, I don't care.
I'll take the strategy one.
Strategy, it is 310.
Okay, so you know it's going to be lower than 310.
Oh my gosh.
Customizable, it's 33.
Mm.
So So you know it's going to be lower than 33.
All
So,
right.
Cindy.
Okay, all right. So I could be stupid and say like 50 bajillion. No, I'm just kidding.
You could say that.
But I'm
You
not
could.
going to, because that would be dumb.
You wouldn't go over though.
That's the $1 bomb.
That's the $1 bomb.
50 bajillion, Bob.
Okay. Let's go with.
Do people still know who Bob Barker is?
They
I hope
probably. They
so.
probably.
We should pull like Monopoly. Monopoly is our $1 bomb.
Ah,
Like if you have we're calling that the bottom of the barrel. So
Oh, poor Monopoly. Okay. I will say 2,500.
2,500
Yes.
even. Okay, you added like there was a pause, like you were gonna have more
I was going
numbers.
to, and then I decided
All
to
right,
just
Philip.
stop.
Let's go with 4275.
4275. Colin.
I will say 2012.
2012. And yours? What was yours again?
2,500.
2,500. The actual, and this makes me mad. I haven't played this game, but there's no way. The actual BGG rating, 451.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Colin,
Wins on that
Woo!
one.
Give me my
Jeez.
pencil.
451.
high.
Yes. The clue there was on customizables, 33.
It's
Yeah.
It's the IP.
maybe.
I figured I
Probably.
could go with the joke answer since
like
they all went high.
L5R's in like the 700s.
Mm. So you got to get
That's
this
weird.
thing.
Yeah.
It's
no.
I mean, get it played. I mean,
Get it
Yeah.
played,
you got to find someone who has
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
brand,
it's really-
brand loyalty to the IP.
Although it's really easy to get because it's not made. Well, it was for a period of time because they stopped making it. So like it went, all the packs went on like clearance everywhere.
it. Yeah, keep that page up and look at the marketplace afterward.
Yeah. No, I don't need another LCG, guys.
I mean,
Talk to your friends who aren't us and convince them to buy it.
I don't
Granny,
have
you
any
don't-
friends other
I was
than
gonna say,
you guys.
Granny, you don't need you want another LCG.
Yeah.
Well, they probably aren't still putting stuff out for it, so you could get
No,
a
it's
complete
over.
set. Yeah, you
That's
can
why I
get.
said they went on. A lot of things went on clearance.
It would
'cause-
be complete. You won't need to worry about collecting anymore.
That's right.
okay. So
You complete me.
the next game we have is called Trapper.
Ooh.
Trapper is a 2007 game that is 2 to 4 players and plays in 30 and 60 minutes.
What?
From Clementoni is the publisher.
Oh.
Designer is Michael Kiesling and
Oh, yeah. Kramer and Kiesling. Yeah.
Wolfgang Kramer. Yes, that's the box art.
Why does it sound like this has some sort of Western theme? These two are gonna drool all over.
Actually, it looks more caveman-y.
Yeah.
Like
Gimme,
the box
gimme,
has
gimme.
a caveman with a wolf looking at a bear.
Oh, it's
that's
the gray.
From the
Liam Neeson.
designer,
That's right.
translation courtesy of BoardGameNews.com. Trapper is an adventurous family game for 2 to 4 trappers from 10 years old, in which players gather tiles lying on the table. It's suited especially well for 2 players. You're trappers in the Canadian wilderness, catching wild animals in the forests and lakes, and searching for fungus and herbs.
Yeah, that's a Western theme.
You ship your prey in canoes. That actually doesn't sound that bad of a theme. So,
All right. We-
Colin.
That's the Western gateway to
We found
sucker
our
sin.
Venn diagram.
Out of 109 ratings, it got a 6.1.
Okay.
In the family category, it was rated 1,238.
Okay.
Oh.
What is
Family
its
category.
overall BGG rating?
This doesn't sound very promising.
What's Kramer and Kiesling? How many ratings?
189.
And it's a 6 point what?
6.1.
Okay, so one of their lesser popular ones. I will go with 3,500.
Okay. Cindy.
6,900.
Okay. Favorite.
7,000.
The actual BGG ranking is 6,447.
Dagnabbit.
Woo! Another pencil for me.
No, that's that.
What? Oh, Cindy.
You went over because you
Oh,
said
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
Wait,
me.
what was the numbers last time? Because I got a pencil last time.
then you were closer. You said 2012, and they all went like 25 something, and it was 400 and something.
It was closer to 1 than you were.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
This time?
No.
Yeah. What did you say?
You
what
were
number?
closer to 1 than this was.
Yes.
Yeah, and I thought that was the case. I thought the number was lower than what you said.
No.
No.
She said
She's-
6,900 and something, and it's 6,400.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means she bid under.
that's true. I'm getting this now.
Okay. It's not like we've never played this game.
It's all
before.
clicking. The number sequence flipped, okay?
Yes.
My brain is working backward.
This is true.
That's why you just go with me when I say Cindy wins.
No, I win.
Collin wants to win everything because he's a little butthead.
Oh.
Yeah, I lost.
Talk
I'm
about-
sorry. I'm sorry. Where's the soundboard, real quick? Beep.
What?
Are you
I'm a
talking-
little whiny baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. Because I am a little whiny baby. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of a game show, I thought we were playing The Rank is Right. Sounds more like we're about to get a family feud.
Oh.
Good one. Love you, Collin.
Something you take on a picnic. Show me potato salad.
Oh my god.
Why did it not pull? There we go.
On-
No, don't
can-
reload.
I want to see like, a Family Feud like American Gladiator style,
Ooh.
where like you get on the balance beam with your
So
with your
That's
Bugle
double
sticks
dare.
and-
That's
What's
double
the
dare.
Oh,
game?
double dare, yeah.
so,
that's right.
so moving on.
All right,
The
man.
next game is Wings,
Wings.
like the show?
like the show.
Love Wings.
It is a 1981 game.
Oh, way before the
A
show.
game of plane to plane. Oh, a game of plane to plane combat in World War One.
Oh,
There,
boring.
the box has like it looked well. When I first saw it, it thought it was like a hot air balloon, but it's like
it's,
an ace.
it's the view through the cockpit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking it looked
That's
like.
a game before That's a
I
game before
couldn't even
any of
see
us
it.
were thought of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that yeah, you probably couldn't. It's like a little.
Oh, it does look like a hot air balloon
Like,
from
there's
that
a-
perspective. I get it.
There are plenty of goodies in this box, including 3 geomorphic map boards. What's a geomorphic?
I was trying to
like,
see the picture, I
Oh,
promise.
Yeah, I 100% understand. Yeah, 'cause
No cheating, Philip.
he just said, "What's a
plenty,
geomorphic map?"
plenty of thick counters and as much of rules as you can stomach. Ooh, you kind of lost me on that one.
Oh no.
Luckily, you can select both your level of realism, i.e. complexity, ranging from the mass game to the duel game, and the length of the scenario, 30 minutes to 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So the game is pretty flexible in this regard.
That's awful.
What follows is abstracted from the ZOCO Historical Simulations Archive Review.
The Zoko.
I'm not going to get into
That's
it. but
horrible sounding.
yeah. It is a 3.3 out of 5. It's from Excalibur Games. designed
3.3
by-
out of 5?
Yeah.
They had
as
to
the
they had to
weight.
lower the ranking.
As the weight.
Weight. Oh, okay.
The weight. The weight.
That's
of
what I
the
was going to
game.
say.
Okay.
Weight's 5. Yeah.
The designer is S. Craig Taylor.
That doesn't matter.
BGG says it plays in 120 minutes and is for 1 to 4 players.
So what's the?
It has 124 ratings, has a 6.9 average rating.
Oh my gosh.
In war games, it's 758. Colin, what is this game's... Or Cindy, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause
Cindy,
I
what is
lose.
this overall rank?
It sounds awful. But people like war games.
They like
Uh,
757 more than this one.
Yeah.
Niche.
All right, we're
Is
going to
very niche.
go 7,002.
All right, Philip.
10,000.
10,000.
What was the average?
The average was 6.9.
Oh, okay. Let's go. What did you say?
7,000.
7,000 and
10,000.
10,000.
Yeah, I was originally just drifting toward 10,000. Let's see. I want to say a number that's lower than the number or higher.
You want to say a number,
Higher.
You want to say a number that is bigger than the actual number of its rating.
but
Okay.
it's lower in ratings.
Yes. You said 7,000? I'll
7,002.
I'll be nice and say
You want the game rating to be
Six-
between your number and 1.
okay. I will say 6,800. I'll give you a little bit.
The actual BGG overall rating, 4,884.
Go, Colin.
Pencil for
That
me.
game sounds awful, guys.
I don't know.
It sounds flexible.
I don't know I'm intrigued.
So
I would watch a video of somebody
Yeah, there you
showing
go.
this game
I
off.
would do the very basic.
We should pitch it to Rodney.
Or watch it played. Yeah.
All right, we got one more.
All right, so real quick, for those playing at home, geomorphic is relating to the form of the landscape and other natural features of the Earth's surface.
That tells me nothing.
Curvature. Curvature.
But what's
All
a
right.
geomorphic board is what he's wanting to know.
It's 3D board.
Oh.
So the
That's what
last
makes me
game we
think.
have is 2015 game. It's a game from 2015.
Okay.
And it's kind of ironic because the game name is Why First.
Ah,
And
yeah.
it's the last game.
I've been wanting to try this game. You're
So-
you're aiming for second place.
Oh,
That's what the
sweet.
game looks like. It's called Why First.
Wait, what? Let me see that again. Can I see it closer?
Is that going to really help your...
No, it looks like something else.
No, it looks like Why First. I've seen the box cover.
All right. Why First is a racing game in which players vie to be second in order to win. It lasts 5 races, each race lasting 5 turns. At the start of each race, players receive a hand of 5 cards, with each card bearing a value from -4 to 5. The players' pawns start the race on 0 of the racetrack. Each turn, players would choose a card from their hands and choose which pawn to move with this card, then reveal them simultaneously and move the selected pawns forward or backward based on the cards they played. This reminds me of Gravwell a little bit.
Hadn't played it yet.
So, it is from, like I said, 2015 game. It is a Pegasus Spiel
Oh, you
production.
Bila.
Yep.
Designer Simon Harvard, artist Erkin Karagots. Plays in 15 to 25 minutes. And it has a 1.15 out of 5 complexity.
Yeah.
2 to 6 players.
It's a family game.
See, Colin got that last one.
I did.
So
What's
out of
its average
710
rating? Oh,
ratings, 6.1.
Okay.
In party games, it's rated as a 237.
Okay.
In family games,
Mhm.
it's rated as 919.
Ooh, I'm glad you said that number.
Yeah, really.
Overall rating, Colin. What is the overall rank of this game?
I will go with 1,700.
1,700. Cindy,
2,000.
2,000. Philip,
2001.
2001.
You sure? You're saying it's exactly 2001.
Yeah, because if
I know, 2001.
okay.
Oh.
And I'm not even gonna pull it up.
We-
Yeah,
we
you
all
you
overbid.
all overbid.
Okay.
So, Colin.
See, I was closer in the right direction.
That's true. It's true. Sorry, I doubted you. I will go with 3,002.
3,002.
2,700.
2,700. Okay.
4,500.
4,500. The actual BGG rank is 3,549.
So,
So that means Philip
Philip.
wins.
I get a pencil.
And that's a
take
pink
your
one.
loot.
And that is our game. So we had a final score of Cindy won with 3.
Yeah.
Colin had 2. And Philip was on the board, though.
Yay, Philip.
Ah.
I won last week too, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get to
Thanks,
Even though
play
you
Mike.
ran the game, that's like...
Well, actually, Colin technically did get one right. When we were re-listening to it last week, I was like, "Oh, Colin, you did guess one right."
Cindy was like... Got him!
I was, man. I was. That was good. That's good stuff.
I liked that game better with you saying how many ratings it actually had, because it puts the ranking a little
The
bit more in
average.
It's more in
perspective.
perspective, yeah.
With it not being the BGG rating,
Mhm.
it puts it a little bit more in perspective. So I think you're on the right track.
Yay! So that's our show, guys.
Good times.
Oh, that's right.
Nope. You just called it. That's a show.
No, we can't. We have
we have to give away a
we
prize.
have to give away a prize.
It was the false start or false ending.
Gotcha. Yeah.
False
don't,
start.
Don't look at
Don't-
the man behind the curtain.
All right, we got.
We got some good entries.
We did get some good.
I'm excited to
entries.
use some of the ideas that they sent in.
Yep. So let's see. All right.
What do you need?
Yep. I need this.
All right.
So we're gonna determine the winner of our alien artifacts.
Roll a D6.
Giveaway.
Roll
Giveaway.
a D6. Ba-da-da-da-da.
All right. Lance, which I believe is
MU
Jedi. I believe. So he sent the email. The name in there was Lance Coffee, so I think that's him.
Yeah, I'm pretty
But
sure.
you
that's
have
it.
won a copy of Alien Artifacts.
Woo! Way to go, Lance.
And I promise by the time you hear this, your other stuff's in the mail. I just hadn't had a chance to mail it yet. It was going to go out today.
Man, he's lucky.
I know. So, but that's what you get when you email us.
Okay, hang on. That dice is rigged.
Or I just suck at rolling.
That
Actually-
too.
So,
If you're not rolling sneak attack damage,
So we already
then
have his address then.
if it's still him, we'll have to find out.
have to
This is
reply
true
to
because
the
it
email.
could not be the right person.
We could have multiple listeners named Lance.
This is very
That's a
true.
thing.
There were a couple on Twitter I saw today.
Captain Amazing wears glasses. Lance Hunt. Oh wait, no. Lance Hunt wears glasses. Captain Amazing doesn't wear glasses. That's what it is.
All right, and with that, it is time for us to depart.
We're being played off
So
the stage, guys.
I guess
I'm not
basically,
done.
if the Lance, what was his last name?
What's in the name? And there was Lance Coffee.
If you are not MU Jedi, send us an email with your address
Yes.
so that I can send you your copy of Alien Artifact.
Or how about if you are either way, just send us
Only
a-
if you
Well, yeah, that would work too.
only if you say the line right. It's a Lance.
Hello. Good
Whatever.
movie. Such a good
Such a
movie.
good movie.
Okay, so fine then. Regardless, send us your address.
Everybody send us your address.
By the way,
Yeah.
guys, happy 420.
Woo woo.
Oh, whatever.
So
Blaze it.
I follow a bunch of cops on Facebook, and they have like just funny videos they have. And one of the guys, he's like, "Why 420 blaze it when you can donut glaze it?"
I like that.
That's amazing. Anyway,
Anyways, you guys should join our guild on BGG, boardsandswords.com/guild, or join our Facebook special group,
that's fun.
which you can find. Just search Boards and Swords podcast in Facebook, and you can request access to the group.
Yes.
But that wraps up this week. This podcast is an Obsessive Comics Disorder production. Make sure you go visit OCDcast.com for more great videos and podcasts. If you have any comments or questions, you can email us feedback@boardsandswords.com. You can find the show on Twitter @boardsandswords or on Facebook at facebook.com/OCDcast. You can also follow us personally at Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Chris the Prof.
And I'm Callcakes196.
And I am Cindy Pastorius.
And I am only on Twitter as Phil the Dirtbag.
Once again, shout out to Easy Roller Dice for sponsoring this episode. Like I said, you can check out their products over at easyrollerdice.com. Lastly, this podcast is also part of the Dice Tower Network. For other board gaming shows, check out dicetowernetwork.com. And thanks to Cool Stuff Inc. for sponsoring the network. Make sure you go check out their site for some great deals on games at coolstuffinc.com. Thank you for listening to the show. Until next time, remember that every gamer has a story, and Collins is that he can't keep track of numbers.
Oh, poor Colin.
It's a sad life I lead.
Good timing,
I always
guys.
like it when the timing's really
Yeah.
good.
That is
like that.
okay.
All right. So we're done recording.
Yes.
Are we still streaming?
Yes.
Yes, but I
Okay.
may just cut the stream for now.
Okay. Well, so funny thing.